Gab, everybody. I got a donation from Brian Johnson. Yeah, the guy from AC/DC. Actually, wow, I got my iPod. Let me take my iPod out. Jesus, I just came from a walk and I started this video and I still have my iPod on. Brian Johnson is a buddy of mine. He's on my Facebook and stuff. No, it's not the guy from AC/DC. And he asked me to rank these singers. And the singers that he wants me to rank are Zetro from Exodus, Dave Mustaine, Tom Araya, Blitz from Overkill, Chuck Billy, and James Hetfield. All right, so I did a little thought on this. And my number one may surprise you if you know me. All right. So at the very bottom of the list, I dig his voice, but no, I like the other singers more. I'm going to say Dave Mustaine at the very bottom. I love his snarly attitude, especially that early stuff. Peace Cells I heard the other day. I can never get sick of that album. To me, it's the greatest album. And I love his snotty vocals on it. But he's at the bottom. Next, I'm going to go with Zetro. Zetro, he has a unique voice, kind of Bon Scottish, and also full of attitude and swagger, and I dig his voice. That would be the next one. And the one after him, I would have to say Blitz. Great singer. I know he's not for everybody. A lot of people don't like his voice. I love his voice. The crazy screams and that, attacky type vocals he has. I dig it. All right, then I'm going to go with Tom Araya. Yeah, I love Tom Araya, especially that early stuff, Metal Blade Years and Rain of Blood, stuff like that. Again, very original, very, it's not like, technically great, but it does more for me, than somebody that, maybe, some technically great singers I'd put over Tom Araya, but not all of them. Tom Araya. All right, at number 2, here's the shocking one. James Hetfield. No, it's not number 1. And even number 2 would be kind of shocking, I guess. I don't know, but I love James Hetfield's voice. Man, Motor Breath, Damage Inc., Fight Fire with Fire, Creeping Death, Battery, the attacky type voice, man. Heavy, thrashy voice, Blackened. Amazing. Now, number 1, yeah, Chuck Billy. And I'm not the biggest Testament guy, though there are Testament albums I love. Like the first album, Legacy, Low is amazing. The Gathering, I love those albums. Souls of Black, one that a lot of people don't like, I love. And Souls of Black is the first album, I think, where Chuck had that, no, you can hear it on earlier albums too. It's kind of like a 3D voice. I mean, it jumps out of the speakers. It just grabs you, man. And I love, what he did in Low when he went into the guttural vocals. It was amazing, amazing. I think Chuck Billy's the best singer out of all of them. And I would probably put Testament at the lowest out of all these bands. I would put Exodus, Overkill, Slayer, Metallica. I'd put it all over, classic Metallica. Though I do love Hardwired. And I love a few songs off the new album. Don't like much after Injustice all the way up to Hardwired. So there you go, Brian Johnson. I just ranked the singers. And yeah, Chuck Billy, I would have to say it has the best voice out of all. So there you go. Thank you, Brian, for the donation. And if you like to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. And please subscribe to my channel if you have not. So stay frosty, listen to Black Sabbath, and smack 'em a gob. Before we get canceled, check out the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast with me and Wattzilla. We are the Podcast Kings. Link to the podcast is in the description below, and also a link to the YouTube page. Check out older episodes with visuals. And very soon, either Ian and I will learn how to go on YouTube Live. Might be soon. So check out the greatest podcast ever according to science.com. It's also God's favorite podcast and Satan's favorite podcast as well. So check out the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast before we get canceled.